Hi, here is a detail of drawing your dragon's head. Really quick, I'm going to show you an alternate way to simplify the shape. So instead of building the shape with ovals or squares or anything like that, I'm kind of figuring out how much space that head shape takes up, and then I'm carving into it. Before, we did it more like this, right? Both of these ways are great. So whatever makes more sense to you. I know you're farther along than that, but I just wanted to show you. So now that I have my shapes in there and I kind of know where everything's going to go, I can get more detailed. Also, I want to apologize for my hands. Before recording this, I had a lesson where I was using blue oil paint and it got all over my hands. So my hands are really not dirty. It's just paint, I swear. So what I'm doing right now is I am trying to figure out how wide my mouth is. And then later I'm going to try to figure out where my tongue should end. And so what I'm doing is I'm seeing if anything matches the width of the mouth in the original image. So if I can find something in the original image that equals the mouth in the original image, then I know in my drawing that spot has to equal where my mouth is going to be in my drawing. So if it is this and this in your original, it has to match this and this in your drawing to be correct. I know that's kind of a confusing idea. I think I've shown you it a little bit before. So if you have any questions, just ask me tomorrow and I'll go over it a little bit. So I got confused around the teeth. There are so many things that you're going to get confused too. I'm sure you already have, unless you are always drawing dragons. So I'm looking for a match. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find something that is a close match so that I can verify it in my own drawing. And it looks like there is a bone on the side of the mouth that I'm measuring. I realized with this sped up a bit, because this is about 20 minutes of drawing, that I sped up to 10 minutes. It's hard to understand what I was measuring. So again, I'll show you tomorrow. Maybe let me try right now. So let's say he has a really long tooth, and that tooth is equal to 2 of the smaller teeth. So if you added up 2 small teeth on top of each other, it would equal the length of the big tooth, right? So that means in your drawing, 2 of the small teeth need to add up to be the length of a big tooth. So whatever matches in the original has to match in yours. And the way that works is, say you're doing this dragon as big as a wall, right? So even if you're working from a tiny little image as your source, you know that, say, in your image, it's a 1/4 inch tooth times 2 equals a 1/2 inch. But on the wall, it might be 1 foot times 2 equals 2 feet. That's probably a really good way to explain it. Let me know if that made sense to you. Well, I guess one way to say it is ratios, right? I don't know if you're a math kid. As I add teeth, I know that they're not perfect. There are so many teeth, but it's better to have some teeth than perfect teeth. So I'm not yet worried about them, especially since there are 2 rows of teeth. That's a lot. I know that I'll get there. I don't have to be perfect right now. So I turned it upside down because I know that changing my view will help me see things in a fresh way. So I will notice things that I didn't notice before just by turning it around. So next, it's going to be sideways. So any change in view can help you see better. So what does it mean to see better? Well, we have this problem as artists, and well, I guess it's the difference between our art mind and our rest of life mind that's different. Our mind is designed to get rid of details we don't need as we move through our day. So everything is kind of assumed, let's figure it out and go forward, right? But in drawing, that doesn't work, which is why when you try to draw a cube as a little kid, it comes out this really strange diamondy flat thing. It's because your mind thinks it knows it already. And so sometimes we have to mess things up a little bit by turning it upside down so our mind can't assume that it knows what is right or what is there. It actually makes your mind work a little bit harder to look, to try to decipher, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. So you'll end up looking more closely and getting things just a little bit easier just by shifting this. I think it's something that you really get used to doing when you are an independent artist and you don't have a teacher or anybody else to guide you. And this is the easiest way to be your own teacher. Every time you see me pause, it's because I'm lost or confused or questioning things. And then that's why I turned it again. If I couldn't figure it out that way, then maybe a shift in perspective would help me find the clues that I need to get these horns right. When you're working on something this detailed, even the thickness of one line can make things not fit together. So I'm cutting my eraser. This is something you can do even with a pink eraser. Just be really careful. I'm using a razor blade. You can use an X-Acto, or you can get a brand new eraser. The reason I cut my eraser was to give it a nice chiseled edge so I can get in the tight spaces. I forgot to add that normally you don't want to shade during your drawing process, but you see I shaded the mouth. That's because there are so many little shapes that I was getting lost. So when it is that crucial, go ahead and shade. So you see how I did some cross hatching. I didn't color it in. I just sort of indicated that that is the black area by doing some crossed lines right there. All right, so that was my attempt to draw the head. And the next video I give to you will be some different parts of the body. And I'll do that after I meet with you tomorrow, just to see how far along you are and what you actually need. All right. Bye, Kai.